Hey there, my name is Kat Bujard, and I am with Beyond Academics this summer, and I am here with a wonderful club, and they're going to introduce themselves. Who wants to get started?
Hello, my name, oh, I can get started.
You're fine.
My name is Celerino Munoz Ramos. I am currently the president of Corazón Folklorico. As for me and my experience, I'm currently starting my senior year at UNCG. I am a major in LLC, cars major as well, and I'm also getting a minor in entrepreneurship. And one interesting fact is that I was one of the founders of Corazón Folklorico, so I've been in Corazón Folklorico since we started the club. And yeah, I think that's it.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karina Hernandez. I'm co-treasurer of Corazón Folklorico, and this is my second year as undergrad at UNCG, and I'm studying to be a nursing major.
Okay, cool.
Rosa. I'm currently going to be a senior. I've been a part of the club for about 2 years now, and I've been a dancer and partially a dance instructor.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, maybe before we get started with the questions, if you guys could just tell me a little bit about Corazon Folklorico, and tell me kind of like, what it is, what you can expect to do, like just some basics maybe before we get started.
Okay, I can start it off. So Corazón Folklorico, it came up as an idea from a fellow student. Her name is Excaret Campos. She's not in the club anymore as a board member, but she was the one that came up with the idea. She's a lover of folklore culture just in general, and she is of Mexican descent. So the idea at first was to start off as a dancing club, so strictly dancing. But folklore is first of all is something not everyone knows. Also the costumes can be very pricey and expensive. So like accessories, shoes, dresses, outfits, anything was pretty expensive. So what we decided to do as a board was that when we were starting off was that we wanted to start off first of all as an activity club. So kind of like first to bring in members and kind of like make our presence known. So we didn't really start Corazón Folklorico as a dancing club like right off the bat. We started as an activity club, event club. So we just did events, fun things around campus, maybe collaborate with some organizations. So that's how Corazón Folklorico started off. And then basically a year after is when we started actually dancing, and we actually got someone with experience, and we started collecting outfits and stuff like that. So Corazón Folklorico basically is our mission is to share and show our love of Latinx culture to everyone, and we also do that through dancing. So we like to do fun events for everyone to enjoy, and then, like I mentioned, we form a dance group of people who are willing to learn the steps and routines, and our hope is to be ready in order for us to perform, which we have performed before with our groups. So yeah, basically that's what Corazón Folklorico is all about. That's how we started.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think it helps to kind of know like where you guys came from and kind of like what students can expect. Of course, I'm going to ask more questions about that, but I think just kind of having a basis also kind of helps me. So thank you. So my first question is, who is your club for? Like, what kind of students, any particular kind of students? And do certain like majors tend to join, or is there a certain type of person that tends to join?
Well, from my experience, I think everyone is welcome and everyone can come and join us because we just want everyone to learn because it's something that we love to learn and we would love to teach new people. different steps or how to dance it or what's the meaning behind it, and show them what a beautiful kind of traditions there are in folklore and how beautiful you can look just by just watching someone dance. It makes you feel so good. So I think it's for everybody. There's no specific.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thanks for clearing that up.
No
Because
problem.
I've definitely looked at some of the images and I'm like, whoa, this is beautiful. So like I could totally see why someone who maybe doesn't know much about Latinx culture might like be really curious about it. And so I guess I'm just wondering if someone who doesn't have that background or doesn't know much about it, could they kind of still join?
Uh, I would say yes. In my personal experience, I actually didn't have like any background knowledge on it. It was more of me wanting to know my tradition. And I know when I came to UNCG, well, it's really inclusive when it comes to races and religions and a variety of stuff. So I remember freshman year, I would go to different events and learn about different people's backgrounds and traditions. So I kind of wanted to do that for my background and tradition. And so when I came to see Corazón Folklorico, I realized that that was kind of like their mission to like show what the Latinx culture is all about. So for me, it was me wanting to learn more. And through that process, like he said, at first it was just activities. So it's just like activities of like getting to know one another and like just trying to come together as one with like different types of people coming in, since I do know that a lot of people like to learn about other people's traditions.
Mm-hmm.
So at first that's what it was about for me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's yeah.
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 I would like to add on that one of the reasons why I decided to be part of Corazón Folklorico was because when I came into UNCG as a freshman, there was an event. I'm not sure if it was ordered by CAP. I think it was, or maybe by the LLC department. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while. But the event was basically like a Latin party in one of the in the EUC. They had in one place they had like a dancing room, and in the other one they were doing fun stuff like they had food, so they had like tacos. They were doing like loteria night, and they were also painting skulls. I believe because it was close to Halloween, and so like that's what they were doing, the skull painting as well. And so like when I went to that event, I think that was the first event since my freshman year started, so my first semester, that I really that so that was like fall of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That was really like the first time that that I kind of felt like I was home. Like it felt really homey, like in UNCG as far as my culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided, oh, you know, when I heard about Corazón Folklorico becoming a club, I was like, that was my purpose, because like since it was very folklore based, like that's the foundation of everyone's culture. Like, you know, that's the way I see folklore. Is like what makes your culture, you know, that's like the core of a culture in a way. And so I was like, I want to be part of Corazón Folklorico because I want to do events where everyone feels connected and they feel at home. So it's one of the main purposes why I joined Corazón Folklorico, but also based on experience. Yes, Corazón Folklorico is for everyone. We've had students actually before who weren't of like a Latin background. And so even if they are from a Latin background, a lot of them don't know what folklore was or is part of their culture, because there's so many different types of folklore. And so like for students that even didn't even speak Spanish, because most of there's a lot of terms in Spanish in folklore, we also explain them to them in English. So definitely for students, I always tell them, like, even if you don't know anything about dancing, you don't have to be Latin either. This club is for everyone. We have people, we'll explain it to you. We just want to share the knowledge that we know with all of our fellow UNCG students.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. I think it really helps that like you had that previous experience and then you're kind of like a part of creating the club and what it should be like. And I love that. And maybe too, it'd be helpful for me as someone who doesn't know. Could you maybe give me a little bit of a definition or like some background, brief background about like what folklore is?
Mm, like I said, the way I see folklore is more like the foundation of a culture. So it's very tradition.
Mhm.
For me, folklore, it means that it just means like what's the biggest tradition of for you, because like I said, so in Mexico, a lot of folklore is actually based not on the country but on the states.
Mhm.
So every state actually has a different folklore traditional dance.
Mhm.
So when it comes to folklore, it involves the people, the environment, the colors that are popular in that state. So like I said, it's like that's the way I see folklore, like what makes us us in a way.
Mhm. Mhm.
So like just for anyone, even the way I see folklore is like if they're from a completely different country, I the way I see folklore is like what makes my culture to me. So like the music is the art, the history. That's what folklore really means. Like how did everything started? That's the way I personally see folklore as.
Yeah. Thank you. That's beautiful. Well, let me get to my next question because we kind of got off the rails. But um, when and where does your club meet? And if we're distance learning, knock on wood, maybe we won't be, maybe we'll be there. But if we are, do you guys have plans to still meet?
We definitely do. When it comes to when and where, it actually depends on the students themselves. So for us, like we would have our interest meeting, and depending on that, sometimes we get emails from other people saying like, I can't make it. So like, what have you guys discussed? And then we'll tell them like what we discussed. But our main priority is to obviously teach as many people as we can. So we actually like to ask the students like what is the best time for them and then make our schedules available for as many of them as possible. And if not, then we can also like try to make exceptions for other people. Like we definitely just want to share that knowledge with as many people as we can.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, for students that maybe are interested and want to know more or want to get, want to tell you, what their schedule is so that they can hopefully participate in the fall, where should they go or who should they talk to kind of get on that list?
So when it comes to, so usually what happens in the interest meeting, we kind of give them an idea. We always talk about last semester as well. We give them an idea of like, oh, so last semester we met during these days, during these times. Usually this is how long practice is. So since we do have a dancing team and we sometimes do events, um, the only people we ask for their schedules is the people that go to our dance trainings so they can tell us whether they want to be a dance member or not. As far as like the regular events, that's more like we just set those up. So if we say we're gonna do a meeting or an event every other Wednesday at 5, we will always keep it at that time,
Mhm.
unless we, for some special reason, due to like maybe a holiday or something, that we might just change the date for a reason. But usually what happens is that, yeah, so we do this, so we don't actually do auditions. We do this, what we do is dance training.
Mhm.
So we either do that usually like the week after our interest meeting. We will have certain days and different times that most of our board members are available, and what we do is dance trainings where we show them the steps, and that way people can get a feel of what folklore is about, and they can decide for themselves if they're really gonna commit or not as a dancer. Because as a regular member, we tell them you can be a regular member if you don't want to dance. That's completely fine. But as far as dancers, and so we always have like the week after the interest meeting. After we do the training, we tell them, okay, now that you've been to our training, you have until a certain date to let us know whether you want to be a dancer or not. And so like once they said yes, I'm interested to be a dancer, that's usually when we ask for their schedules to figure out the best time to meet. And that's how we decide when will be our dance practices, whether it would be a Thursday or Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever day it is, and at what time. Unless, like I said, we do make exceptions, but unless nobody of board is available, they will just be like, I'm sorry, but the day that you're available, none of us are available, so we will not be able to teach. So we tell them only these days we're available. But yes, so that's usually how we do it, and that's how we set up a time to dance practice. So last semester, we had two dance groups. So we had different Wednesdays and Thursdays. We had dance practice. Wednesdays it was for the couples, and Thursdays was just for our girls team. So we were able to have different types of groups so they can do different types of dancing. And so one of the things we've discussed for next semester due to COVID is that we will not be doing couples dancing just because like that involves being close to each other. And so in order to do social distancing, if the school does allow us to meet, what we're planning to do is just doing the singles dances, because people actually can do that apart. There's many routines where they don't have to be close to each other to dance. So that's for so far, that's our best plan. As far as next semester, we will not be doing couples groups anymore. We'll only do single dances for now.
Okay, very cool. Thank you for sharing that.
I wanted to add also that you can follow us on our Instagram at UNCG and pretty much we will post information there that we might think that everyone could benefit from it. So like when our interest meeting is gonna be, that's where it's gonna be posted at, and you can get most of your information from the Instagram page.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely make sure that I provide a link for people so that they can like, oh, there it is. So you have an Instagram page. Any other type of social media or just Instagram? Is that the main one?
Instagram is the main one.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Awesome.
I also wanted to add that our practices usually are on UNCG campus.
Okay.
We don't go out anywhere else. It's usually within a good range of most people.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's helpful. So what I'm hearing is there's like the dance part of your club, like the dance practices, and then just the regular like events and activities and stuff like that that other people could maybe participate in if they're not a dancer. Or they could potentially, I guess if the dance folks perform, could other people come and like watch and things like that?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So what kind of environment can students expect? So as far as like the like noise level, like music, the space, like what kind of like sensory kind of things can people expect when they come to a meeting or an event, or maybe they're gonna go watch dances?
So our dancers wear these shoes that are kind of different. They have heels at the bottom. So there's going to be a lot of stomping noises. So it's going to be pretty loud because that's the part of the dance. Awesome. And there might be yells throughout the dance because that's how some of the dances are. And the environment, the music is loud, so everyone can hear it, and so everyone can go to pace of the song and know the dance steps. So the environment can get pretty loud, but it's fun to me.
Yeah.
And it's everyone's friendly there. So if anything bothers you, you can tell anybody, and we'll accommodate.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
super cool.
I would like to add on that. Yeah, so the environment is pretty friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Like Karina said, it can get pretty loud because so what we usually do is we book an auditorium because the sound is better kept there, bigger space. Because we will play music when we're
Mm-hmm.
dance practicing. And so yeah, it can get pretty loud, but like we like to tell our dancers from the start, just because of past experiences, that we're here to have fun and we're here to learn, but we also need to be serious about this because we're our aim for our dance team is to perform. So like
Mm-hmm.
we're not just really just learning steps. We're working hard for us to be able to perform. And if we're gonna perform, we want to do something good. So we always tell our dancers like, yeah, we're gonna have fun and everything, but at the same time, there's a time where you guys need to listen to the instructor and pay attention so we can learn this quicker and it's more fun for us. So yeah, most of the time we're always having fun, but there's also like structure when it comes to this. We have breaks, we have times where people are allowed to hang out and talk, but we also have times where we're like, listen, this is how it's done, when we go one by one practicing and stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, because it's like you want people to have fun, but it's still like it's serious. It's like we're
Mhm.
still being like respectful and like learning from each other. And yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Like I would like to go. um cool. um so are there any, let's see, I feel like, okay, another question is, are there any like social norms for people to be aware of? Like if they've never been to the space, is there something that people should like expect? Or like if I'm a listener or a viewer, is there anything that I should do to like show my respect, but also show that I'm like having a good time? Anything that you kind of expect from like the audience or the people listening?
Well, we do want like to people to be respectful of each other, and if someone's talking, to not talk over the person who's presenting.
Mm-hmm.
And we also want for everyone to be a good listener, just because everyone wants respect, and like the golden rule, if you want respect, you have to give respect, and that's pretty much it. Just make sure you're listening and not talking over each other.
Yeah.
I would like to add on. So usually, in our constitution and everything regarding the group, what we tend to put as rules, usually we like to follow the UNCG guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
So usually, most of the rules that are implemented to classrooms, we implement them as well. So like, be respectful to the teacher, which in this case is the instructor. When they're speaking, please pay attention. Um, Phones during practice, you're not allowed to have your phone. Only when during breaks you can go and play on your phone, talk to your friends. Usually that's what we tend to follow as far as like protocols and guidelines or
Okay.
rules in our club. um so we always tell our students that if something happens, you're expected to tell us if you're going to be attending dance practice or not. So that's usually what's expected of our dancers, to be there on time and listening when they need to listen.
Mm-hmm.
As far as performance as well, like we tell them like, you give it your best, be here on time, please smile. So like, because people need to see you smiling, so like, it looks, it's a presentable dance, and we show that we're working on this. As far as the audience, it tends to be really good, positive reaction among them. Usually we always have people telling us like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that, that was so cool. So we love to share that with everybody. Usually when it comes to performances, either me or someone of the board will go to the front. We will usually do like a little brief explanation of what the name of the dance is, from what state does it come, and if it has any special meaning, we will state that for sure, and then they get to perform it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. I think hearing about like the background or like the meaning of the dance would be really just beautiful to hear on top of like seeing the dance. Cool. Thank you. Let's see. Does it cost anything to join the club or to be an active member? I know that you were talking about how, you know, it can get very expensive as far as the attire, the dress, but just, you know, walk me through that a little bit.
So we have a feed for our dancers and a feed for regular members. For regular members, we're still trying to figure out, but it's mostly going to be $5. But for a dancer, it's going to be $15, just because we need to get the dresses that get pretty expensive, and the shoes for the boys, and things that we have to get ready. For example, we do braids, and the braids come from yarn and ribbons, so it could get a little expensive. But for dancers it's 15, and for active, just regular members, it's just $5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So I would like to add on. So usually, like Karina said, yeah, probably for non-dancing members, it will be $5 this coming semester, just because if we do events, we need maybe stuff with material. If we're gonna provide any drinks or food, you know, that's just what it's used for.
Yeah.
Just so like whatever activity we're doing. As far as the dancers, we tell we usually explain the situation to our dancers. We tell them like, hey guys, so you know, this is expensive. We are honest with them. We show them exactly how much everything is. So we explain it to them, and they understand what they have to pay $15. So far for us, that's really kind of like the right spot for us. Like, we think that's a fair price as far as membership. The only thing that we do tell them from the start is that we do not provide shoes, just because so we have found a source where we can get them pretty cheap, at least for the girls. And so for the girls, it's like, well, everyone has a pretty, everyone's gonna have a different shoe size. So that's not something that we kind of just can get for anyone. So we tell them that for the girls, like, your responsibility is for you to get your shoes. For the guys, the shoes are really expensive, and we haven't found anywhere where we can get them cheap. So usually what we do is, from their membership fee, we rent them, and then we just kind of have to give them back. Or if we save up, we might buy a pair of shoes, but then they're property of the club. That way we can use them again. But like, usually what happens is, what we tend to, so with the membership, what we assure our dancers is that we'll have the outfits that they need to use. They don't have to worry about that, unless for a specific reason that we might not. But usually we work it out with the members. So for the girls, you know, it usually implies that we'll provide their skirts, because the skirts are like, I guess I would sizable. So they have the way they are tied up. So that doesn't really have to be a specific size. Like, pretty much anyone can fit into a skirt. When it comes to the shirt, maybe that might be a thing where, like, you know, we might have to get a whole new shirt for someone that doesn't fit in it or something. But like we said, like, when it comes to the membership, we explain it to the members, and we always try to find the cheapest option for them if for some reason we cannot provide. Usually for the guys, I think that's probably the easiest outfit there is, because sometimes, for example, like last semester, they just had to do like dress pants with a shirt. And so, like, we told a lot of guys, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can just go to Goodwill and buy that, and you can probably get all that for less than $10. But usually, like I said, we explain it to them. We explain the reason. We tell them what the price is, and we work it out together. And so far, we haven't had any problems regarding that. No student's gonna spend crazy money for sure. Like, we all work hard on that to find the best prices for everyone if we have to.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for explaining that. I bet that's a lot of like trying to figure out things, especially if you're like having to rent some things. And yeah, that seems complicated. But it sounds like you guys kind of take care of it and you work with students to like figure it out. Cool. I think you kind of already answered this, so I apologize for kind of the repeat. But how welcoming is your club to new people or beginners?
Oh, we're super welcoming. We actually try to get as many people as we can from, it doesn't matter what race you are. We try to get anyone to come and join us. As far as welcoming, yeah, we do like to welcome people. And as far as new people, we actually have new people all the time. Mainly everyone who joins has never actually danced folklore or had any experience with it. I know I didn't at first. When I first joined, I had no idea what was going on. It was kind of a learning experience for everyone. So it was really fun, just like since everyone was kind of at the same level, no one knew anything, it was fun to kind of learn together on how to dance folklore.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. What would you say to someone, a student that might feel intimidated or uneasy about getting involved?
Don't be, because I promise you, when we first started, we weren't the best either. I think I could say that at least for myself. It definitely was a huge learning curve, but I did actually advise one person who was actually interested, and they're like, yeah, but I'm super shy and nervous. And I'm like, don't be. It's good to get out of your shell, to learn new things. You can always get to know new people. We definitely do try to like talk with one another. We're all definitely become friends by the end of it. So it's nothing to ever be afraid of. I think it's good to challenge yourself and learn new things. So I think that's like my main thing for them, is to try something new.
Yeah, I think that's so important, especially like while you're here at college, like now's the time, right? So
Yeah.
totally agree. You've kind of already answered this too, so I apologize for the repetition again. But so like if a new person comes, how do you expect students to get involved with or engage in the club? So like, do you, I don't know, I guess, like what would your ideal be for someone who's like new and interested? Like, how would you like them to get involved? How would you like them to engage?
I think it's really up to them if they want to start off straight from dancing and trying to practice with us, that's fine. Or if they want to just watch first and get a feeling of it, I think it's really up to them to choose, because I know for me, I went straight into dancing and I loved it. But
Yeah.
also just watching, it's beautiful too. So I think
Mhm.
either way works.
Yeah, I would like to add on. So I feel like that's mainly what our dance trainings do for people. The
Mhm.
reason why we do the dance training is because we really want people to get an experience of what the folklore dancing part actually is. Just because we want people to, like I said, we're here to have fun, but we're also here to perform. So we really want members that are committed. We don't want to have to experience like members like just automatically join and then say like, you know what, I don't think this is for me.
Yeah.
So that's why we do the dance trainings. We do the dance trainings way before. That way they get to experience it. We have more than one, and that way they can try it and see if they actually like it. And if they like it, then they can commit to be a dancer. But usually it's they get. I think this is probably one of the best places to get involved with people because, well, especially for the couples, like we when it comes to dance practice, they rotate among themselves, so they are gonna get a one-on-one with everyone, at least for the dancing members. So
Mm.
they're definitely gonna get to know each other. When it comes to the instructors, we like to go usually on one-on-one as well, just to make sure how everyone's doing. Like when when we go step by step, we want to go through everyone. So I feel like you gonna interact whether you want or not, because it's dancing. So it's kind of there, it's not
Yeah.
really like much of a choice whether you want to be in it or not, because well, you chose to be in a dancing team, so you kind of have to be into like just together with everyone else. So
Mhm.
they get it. Yeah, they get pretty involved. I think everyone feels pretty comfortable with everyone, usually like by the second week. Maybe the first week, yeah, everyone who might not know anyone in there can be feel pretty shy, but they get involved pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And
Hmm.
and not only on like the dancing part, since we do have other events, I know in the past we've had members who just want to help us, and that's totally okay with us. We do love to also invite people who just like to help and like just learn new things, but not necessarily be a part of the dancing. So we do also have other events in which other people can help and other people can learn as well. So it's not just dancing, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So people can
Um,
get involved in other ways. Yeah.
yeah, adding on to that, so one of the things that we do a lot, especially when it comes to performing, we have other people who might not be dancers to help us out either with the outfits, basically all the behind the scenes.
Hmm.
I recruit a lot of people as well to help us with makeup, because the girls, we have a lot of girls, and so that takes a lot of time, and not everyone is experienced with makeup. So usually around campus, we will also look for volunteers who want to help us with makeup. So basically almost like a fashion show, we gonna get people from behind the scenes to help us out, getting this, getting that ready, outfits, makeup, all of that. We always ask for volunteers to help us out, because it can be a lot, there's a lot of things to be done behind the scenes before our performance.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so glad you said that, because that's another part of it that I didn't even think about. But yeah, I'm sure that takes time.
Yeah,
If I
the
know
makeup, the
anything,
hair.
yeah, the hair. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Totally. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for saying that. Great. Um, this is kind of getting a little bit into my next question. Um, do folks in your club socialize outside of the club?
Yes, they do. A lot of us do try to hang out with one another. It's always fun to get to know new people and then they become your friends. So and then even some people who have left the club for their own reasons, we still talk to them, we still interact with them, we still meet up with them. It's definitely not like I'm a join and then like, oh, like let's leave. It's definitely like I joined and I genuinely enjoyed everyone's presence. So we just keep in touch.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was
Yeah.
like going to be my next question. Like, how many people would you say are friends in the club?
Yeah, adding on to that, I think like Rosa said, usually, at least based on the history of the club, I would say it's pretty successful when it comes to forming friendships in Corazón Folklorico. I've made a lot of friends in the club, and a lot of the a lot of members might have to leave for certain reasons. They might not come back next semester, maybe due to their schedule or something. But we had members that might have been gone a semester and then they come back for another semester. Um, we have members that maybe cannot come back, but they still come to maybe our events or performances, or like I said, when we're looking for people to help us with makeup and hair, maybe people that have been previously in the club, they help us out with that. So when it comes to forming friendships, I would say it's very successful. Usually, always dancers and everyone in the club usually tends to like somehow be connected.
Mhm.
So yeah, I feel me personally, I feel very proud that we can
Mm.
accomplish something like that, because like I said, we've seen a lot of members come back either as a dancer or just helping us out or anything. They always say, if you guys have anything you guys need help with, just let us know, and like we do, and then they help us out. So it's becoming like a big family, like a lot of
Mhm.
like Corazon Folklorico members or previous members.
Mhm.
um we feel happy that we can rely on them. even people that might be non-dancers anymore, but they were pretty good. And if we might need a replacement for somebody that cannot be there, we can like be like, hey, are you free? If you would like to perform again, just for this one time. We're a pretty flexible family. And yeah, so I feel like, yeah, we're pretty good. Strong family. Corazón Folklorico is growing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love that. I love to hear that. Can you may be able to say they can or maybe they can't, but can students remain connected after graduation or like after they leave UNCG?
I would say, yeah, of course. I mean, we don't have anything like not because okay. So actually, one of the things is that you don't have to necessarily be a UNCG student to be involved with the club.
Mm-hmm.
Looking into the, I guess, organization guidelines, there is a way for members to still be part of the club, even if they're not UNCG students.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's just called like, they're like visiting members. I know they have a name. I'm not sure if it's called visiting member or something else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've had people from other, we've had people that are not UNCG students, people from other departments. I would say a lot of the people we've had help with was probably part of like the LLC department, like the Spanish department. A lot of teachers have helped us. I've had help from other teachers before when a lot of those teachers might have folklore experience as well. So sometimes they might even have outfits. So a lot of teachers have helped us just finding outfits for dancers when we might not even have enough. So we've had a lot of help, a lot of like, I feel like this is now the time when actually members are graduating that were part of Corazón Folklorico. So we
Mm-hmm.
now actually do have graduating members. Last year, all of our members were still in school, but as of now, we're actually having graduating members.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like there's a lot of people involved that might not be even, like I said, UNCG students.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say a lot of thanks to our, like a lot of our teachers that that have helped us a lot in the past regarding just anything a lot of times. And I feel like that's probably something we have to really thank our advisors. We have some pretty great advisors. Currently our advisors are Margarita Quercado and Liliana Leon. They help us in so many ways, and they connect us with so many different people. And they, like I said, we've had a lot of help thanks to them from other teachers and other people from other departments. We've collaborated with other departments as well.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Um, let's see. What are some of your values and traditions as a club?
Can you repeat it? Like, what do you mean? That we do certain things that we always do in the club?
Yeah, like some traditions, like maybe like every year at a certain holiday, there's always this kind of uh like dance or event. And then maybe just like some values. Like I heard you talking a little bit about like family and maybe like working together. And commitment and things like that. But maybe if there's any other values that Corazon Folklorico values.
Well, as far as traditions, one of the things we've done since the club started is, so there's this organization outside of campus named Casa Sur. They are a nonprofit organization that basically does events to promote Latinx culture. They connect the Latin community in Greensboro. So they're not a UNCG organization. They just connect the Latin community in Greensboro in general. So what they do is they do a Day of the Dead altar exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
So during that altar exhibition, it's usually held in the Art Center of Greensboro. I don't know the full name of the place. It's hold. So what they do is they do the altar exhibition, but they also have performances. They have food, face painting. So one of the things we do as an organization, Corazón Folklorico, so far since the club started, every year during the Day of the Dead event, we have always done an altar in honor. So the first time we did the altar, that was in honor of the founders of UNCG. The second time that we did it was in honor of Amy Williamson. She was the head of the LLC department. And that this just happened recently. But yeah, so she died last semester, and we did it in honor. Yeah, we did it in honor of her just because for the Latinx community, she has accomplished many things. Being part of the LLC department, she helps. She also was a big connection for Corazón Folklorico. We always had her support. I would let her know about events. She would send emails to other people letting us know about our events. You know, she was huge help to us behind the scenes. So yeah, so usually that's what we do as Corazón Folklorico. The altars are beautiful. I know in Instagram there is pictures of it. I don't know if the Amy Williamson altar is already up, but we definitely have the one previous that one. There's pictures about the altar that we did for that. And what happens also that Corazón Folklorico, or at least most of our members from Corazón Folklorico, we also volunteer to do face painting for the kids. So usually for that event, we helped a lot. That's one of the for events, I feel like that's one of a tradition for Corazón Folklorico for now. We've always participated for that event, and we always help out a lot, and we do our own altar. As far as like, I feel like activities that we do, it would just be a dance workshop. We do a lot of dance workshops just in general. We will always have a dance workshop throughout the months. And usually when we collaborate with other organizations, that's what we do for them. We do a dance workshop where we show them steps for folklore that they can learn. As far as values, yes, I would say family is a big one. Just because we teach them to work with each other. We work with the instructors. We have fun together. We have to rely on each other, so the members will help among themselves. You know, like the guys, if they don't understand a step, they will, if someone understands it better, they might work outside to understand better. The girls, some might be good with hair, some might be with makeup, so they all help each other. You know, the dancing as well, we all help each other. We teach them, like I said, values to commitment. We that's something that we're constantly, you know, we always tell them, like, guys, we have to be committed to this. We have to work hard. We know that it can be hard sometimes, you know, but like, this is something that we signed up for because we want to do it. Punctuality is definitely important. Just teamwork. I would say teamwork is definitely one of the biggest values that we teach in Corazón Folklorico.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's see, just a few more questions. I know we've been at this a little bit. In your experience, and you may not know, and that's totally okay. But in your experience, how have you witnessed beyond academic students engaging in your club in the past? And maybe you haven't seen any, and that's okay. See, Karina, I think you're speaking, but I can't hear you.
I think, yeah, we cannot hear you. Unmute, mute and mute.
Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
From my experience, I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen anybody that's from beyond academics.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I just thought I'd ask just in case. Let's see. How important is diversity to your club?
I think we like to be diverse. I think we will want more students to come in who aren't from a specific race. We want everyone to come and join just because we love to share our tradition of dancing, and we just want to teach other people about this specific dance, and we want everyone to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, adding on to that, I would say that Corazón Folklorico definitely likes to be very diverse. We are always trying to recruit new members just because we want to teach new people. Um, I think, me personally, I love it when I see students that are not coming from a Latin background and they're learning about our culture and trying to be part of the team, just because to me that makes me feel like, wow, they're really interested in my culture. Because like I said, many people that might come from the Latin background, like they might already know about this, it's not something new for them. But when it comes to people that have no idea and they work and they want to learn about it, like it definitely feels like they really appreciate it more, you know so yeah, we're always working to be very diverse. We're always looking for we tell everyone you are more than welcome. And we're very flexible. We tell people if you don't wanna dance, that's perfectly fine, just because there's a lot of students that are not comfortable dancing in front of an audience. If you don't want to dance, that's completely fine. There's a lot of other things we can do. You can help us with events, you can help us behind the scenes. There's so many things that we need help with, Corazón Folklorico. There's so many things that are going on, and I can happily say that we're growing, and that's good. But at the same time, that implies more work. So the more we grow, the more stuff we have to do. And so we're very happy to see that we're growing. But if by growing, we also need more help. So we're always telling members that there's so many other things that you can help us with if you cannot help us with, if you don't want to be a dancer,
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. What accommodations does your club provide or could provide for variously abled students across a range of abilities? So if somebody said, I kind of need this or something else, you know, could your club provide any kind of accommodation?
I would say that, well, we haven't experienced that before so far, but we always tend to the needs of somebody. So if someone comes to us and they say they need something, we always work hard as a team to make it work. I would probably just say maybe some people are not well, at least when it comes to dance practice, like maybe some people are not used to the dancing. So a lot of people have talked to us, be like, hey, like, I like dancing, but sometimes I cannot keep up with this. I might need longer breaks, stuff like that. Like, we understand, like I said, we work together to make it work for everyone, and it's fair for everyone. So we haven't really had anyone specifically with like a specific need that we've had problems providing. But like I said, even if we do come up across a situation like that, we will work together to make it work,
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. All right. Last question, I promise. Does your club connect in any way to like academic or career skills?
I think personally, the being a board member can help with that, just because you have to be on top of your stuff. You have to know what you're doing. You can learn what you can do because everyone helps each other. But I think being part of the board will help a lot with being on time, being responsible, doing the things, your tasks, the things that you have to do. All of that is like very like everyday stuff as an adult once you graduate. So I think it's like a job kind of. You have to be present. You have to know what's going on. You have to know your members. You have to attend everyone's need. Make sure everything's all right. I think being part of board is helps a lot with like career development and academics, just because as a student you have to turn in your work, you have to be on time, you have to be in every lecture to make sure you get all of the things that you need for the next class or the next test. So I think board can help a lot with that.
I would like to add on. I would say there's a lot of things that, yeah, for our board members, for sure, there's a lot of academic stuff because we have to be on top of everything, like Karina said. There's so many things that we have to work behind the scenes, organization, planning. A lot of that stuff comes in. But for dancers, there's definitely a lot of things that they also take from this. We teach them how to, like, problem solving. We have a lot of things that we might have to work through. And we work on it together. Teamwork would be a huge one because we're constantly, like, all the time, we're working together. Our dance team has to work together when it comes to a dance routine. If someone's not working, that affects everyone, not just, like one person is not doing well, that affects everyone. So we have to work together so that everyone is, in sync with everyone. I would say we teach students how to have, like, I would say, thick skin. It's not easy for everyone to hear criticism about themselves, but that's also very important in a dance team because when it comes to the instructor, like, we tell dancers, like, and we tell them a lot. We explain a lot of this before they actually join the dance team. Like, you have to understand that you are gonna get critiques because that's the reason why we do it. It's not to be mean. We don't do it for any other reason. The reason why we do it is because we want to help you learn more. We're gonna tell you what's wrong so we can improve on that. So that's something that a lot of students have to learn. They have to learn about dedication, punctuality, and, like, just, like, being, like, having a self of this discipline, like, among themselves. Like, they know they have to work harder. They know when they need to do better, when they know when they need to maybe have to do more training or practice by themselves so they can, like, get something better. I feel like there's a lot of things that a dancer in general just takes away from all of this.
Yeah, I totally agree with all that. It sounds like, all those things you said definitely apply to your career or even school, really being dedicated, really working hard, taking criticism, knowing when to, kind of push through, and, like, other times, like, maybe take a break and be like, okay, like, I need to learn something here. Yeah, those are all really important skills everyone needs to learn. Well, I think that's all my questions. Is there anything that you'd like to add that maybe I didn't ask about, or something that you think people should know, or anything else you want to share?
I do want to add that, like, although it may seem like, oh, like, it's super strict and professional, we do also have a lot of fun doing everything and setting up the background and everything. It's not necessarily just professional 24/7. We also do like to have fun and, just make sure everyone's comfortable.
Thank you.
Karina, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, were you gonna say something?
Basically the same thing. Everyone's welcome. We love to have more new people so we can share fun experiences with and having fun and just having more friends as well. So with this whole pandemic going on, I think everyone needs a new friend. So hopefully, if we can go back to campus and start training again, then I would love to make more friends and just teach them and have fun.
Yeah. Adding on to everyone, I would, like I said, like, I would like to say too, like, if you're watching this, you're more than welcome to check us out anytime. A lot of times people just reach out to us on Instagram, wanting to know what this club is about, and a lot of times, like, at least me and other board members, we've met out of our schedules to meet up with someone saying, like, oh, hey, I'm interested, can I learn about your organization? So we meet with them, we explain what Corazón Folklorico is all about. We always tell them also, like, if they're if they're curious, there is, we might invite certain people to come to like the dance practice, be like, hey, just come check it out so you can see what it's like. And then like maybe next semester you can start. One of the things, that's probably something that just came up, so we do not allow people to join after we have officially started dance practice, because we have had this situation before where in the middle of the semester some people be like, oh, like I really want to dance, can I join? And we tell them like, we're very sorry, we would love for you to join, but the thing is that we already have a routine set up, we already have the team, you know, like everyone has a spot already at place. And so that's why we can't do that, because one, it would disrupt the routine. Second, it would mean that we would have to catch you up to everyone, which would take more precious time of practice. And it's just like we tell them, like, you know, that it just makes things more difficult for a team, because we would have to change the dance, because it involves the numbers. So we always tell them like, well, you are more than welcome to join us next semester in case that happens. So yeah, like everyone's welcome. Please follow us in Instagram, UNCG CF. A lot of videos, pictures will be posted there. Events or stories we talk about when our next meetings are coming up. So yeah, I would just say please join us and like, yeah, help us out, learn. We are more than welcome. And like Karina said, one of the things we can definitely guarantee is that you will make at least one friend. You will always come out of Corazón Folklorico with a friend. And as far as the board members, we are always here for you guys. So, you know, you will come out of Corazón Folklorico with a good friend and good memories.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, Rosa?
I do want to add one more thing. If anyone is interested, we do also like to share other people's traditions. It's not necessarily just us pushing our tradition out. We also do like to invite other people and talk about their traditions as well. We're also open to like collaborating with other clubs and learning about their traditions and just learning about other people as well. And just coming, enjoying together and learning about as much as we possibly can to understand one another.
Yeah.
So yeah, adding on to that, that was definitely really important, what Rosa just said, because we always, at least on our interest meetings, we tell people if you're from a different culture and you want to teach us a traditional dance, we're more than happy to learn it. And if we can work on it together, we might perform it. You know what I mean? With our dance team, like we're always telling them we're welcoming everyone. You know, like if you want to help us out, like we want to learn more. So we're always welcoming people from different traditions as well, different cultures, just to teach us. And yeah, we have collaborated with many organizations as well that might be coming from a different culture and might want to teach us different things. And we teach them what we know and they teach us what they know.
Yeah. So that collaboration piece, especially now when we're all kind of sitting by ourselves, like, you know, coming back together and learning from each other is important. Yeah. Thank you. Well, I just want to say thank you for your time and attention to all my questions. I'm sorry. I know it was a lot, but I think you guys did a great job. I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for letting us speak upon our club and getting it out there and making sure that everyone feels included.
Yeah. I want everyone to know about it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. I'm going to stop recording.